Hey guys, This is ProCan and my name is Joseph. So with the advent of cross-platform gaming, to make it fair for console players, they have aim assist. So I thought we can bring aim assist to the PC players as well. Full disclaimer, I don't like cheating. I think it ruins the game for people. I will actually be hiding some parts of the code so it can't be copied. So let's get started, and I barely know what I'm doing. All right, for the first order of business, make sure you open up your overpriced professional code editor that you signed up with a free student edition from the university you graduated at over 5 years ago. If you don't have an email, maybe sign back up for college, take out more loans, I don't know. All right, before we get into the code here, up on the screen, I have a pre-recorded match from Call of Duty. So if we pause it here and zoom all the way into our buddy T-Bomb 2001, this exact color is what we're looking for, as it stands out the most from the background. So we're back here in the code editor, and online I found an article about separating pixels by color in Python's Open Computer Vision library. But if you look ever so closely, this isn't even the most interesting thing. If you can't see it, let me zoom in for you on this guy, Adrian. Look at how good this guy pulls off being bald. You know, one day if that ever happens to me, I hope I can look this good. Now that we're all in envy and a little depressed, you can see in the image what it's supposed to look like when we apply masking. And with everything out of the way, now let's get to some coding. As you can see, we are extracting the username very easily. Now let's direct our attention to the code from top to bottom. Starting from the top, we are using MSS to display the image for debugging purposes. Next, I'm grabbing the height and width of the screen, and I'm grabbing a smaller portion. I actually don't need all of the screen to do an aim assist tool, just a smaller area. From once we're in there, it'll be just about right above the gun, because that's where we're going to be looking. That's kind of how aim assist works. Looking towards the bottom, we can see there's an infinite loop that actually grabs the frame using the bounding box area. From there, we are converting it to a NumPy array and then also converting the image to RGB. Then we're gonna look for the pixels in a certain color range that we have found in the previous example. Next, we're gonna be calling OpenCV2's inRange to get a mask using those preset lower and upper bound. Then we're going to take that mask and do it bitwise and over the original image to just extract the color. At this point, most of the work is done. Next, we're going to create a rectangle. So this rectangle serves two purposes. The first is for debugging. It allows me to see the bounding box size. Anything, if it's a really small bounding box, there could be a lot of false positives in that color range. If the rectangle is too big, we probably don't have a character's username. The second reason, it just makes me feel cool and look like a hacker. So let's write some code to create a bounding box around our username. You know, being a professional software engineer is great. Once you achieve this level, you actually never need to use Stack Overflow again. You're just that good. For the bounding box code, I am getting the rows and columns and then looking for any pixels that are not black. In the middle of the code, you can see there's an if statement that says if the bounding box is too large or the bounding box is too small, this is most likely not a player. So let's throw an exception to skip this frame. And that's pretty much it for the bounding box. It'll return the coordinate and then I can draw the rectangle. For the final part, I will not be showing the code. However, I will be leaving you with a few pointers on how I went about doing this. The first part is you need to use the ctypes library in Python to Windows DLL hook. In a game, send keys will not be registered, so you need to use Windows DLL hooking to do this. And this is done in the Python ctypes library. There's the move mouse function that moves the mouse pointer to a specified position. Finally, I'm getting the current cursor position in order to calculate the distance from the username. Once we know the username's position, we want to get the bottom left of the bounding box. A couple pixels over to the right and a couple pixels down will get you to the user's head or chest, depending on how close or far away you are from them. And with that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing. Thank you.